This is my podcast partner.
Zakhele,
We are going to be discussing current tempers, more passion. The themes that we'll be focusing on today are the race, gender, marginality, power, control, and identity. We'll be mixing them up to just show how they are depicted in the story. Now, more passion follows the backdrop of South African apartheid. In the story, more passion, you see the protagonist, Linga, a closer guy who's in love with a Soto girl. So their love it continues throughout the story. We see how the race is projected. We see how the gender is projected, and how power is handled in the story, because power is the most significant thing that controls the entire story. Now, the first theme that I want us to discuss about is identity. Identity in the story is seen as a hallmark of the drum decade, meaning that people's identity in the mob passion are made up by the events that happen around the apartheid. For example, we can see by the white authority, we can see about almost everything about happening in the story, from the mob to the white superiorities. So now, how can I put this? How does identity shape? How identity is seen in the what can I say, in the story? How is identity seen in the story? So identity is seen as the physical pain that the apartheid comes with. That's what I see. It comes with the physical pain that it has, and how Linga's identity is shaped because of those things. Meaning, his identity is multi-layered. He has his own identity at home, and he has his own identity throughout the throughout his life. Because, for instance, Linga is in a train, in overcrowded train, where his awareness is high, because there are pickpocketers, those people who pickpocket everything in the train. So he's aware of everything because of the society that he comes from in Sophia Town. There are people who live by robbing people. There are people who are subjected to this systematic oppression. So now, I want us to also look identity with race. So if I say with race, I want us to link us how identity shows with comparison with race.
when it's come to race, I like to focus on the formation of the mob. The mob is the one who keep persuading the identity of race, because the mob focuses more on the specific kind of people.
Yeah.
The mob usually focus on usually blacks.
Yeah.
Whites are not included. Yeah, there are whites here and there in mob, but mob usually focuses on black, because mob is influenced by the formation of apartheid.
Yeah.
We can say that the mob is working for apartheid in oppressing black people.
Yeah.
I can say like oppressing black people's freedom, because black people under mob, they can't make their own decision. They need to follow the procedures and the rules under mob.
Yeah, those random actions that they just take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they seem to take every action by their hand. They decide what they have to do with that situation in order to contact or work with the government, like the police.
Yeah. So their identities are not fixed. They are just compromised just because they are inside a mob.
Yeah.
And with that term, we can also put in the theme of power, not power, control. We see this thing as an illusion. whereby black people have, they think the mob has thinks that they have control, which they don't know how to, how can I put this? The mob has control, but for Linga has no control. He thinks that his awareness is gonna protect him from the mob, but his control, like it makes him fall down because he thinks that knowing the mob, everything, the mob is the black community and that. So he also thinks that nothing can be done because the mob is part of him. So
I have a few ideas like I want to add in your idea, like you know that Linga, like okay, I can say like black people um are facing like two different oppression in their country.
yeah,
Number one, the white oppression under apartheid.
Yeah.
Also, black oppression under mob. Because black people they can't make their own decision, like who they wanna love, who they love, what they wanna do. Because like there is a part where Linga is on a train and see the big military of white people having weapons.
yeah,
So like, and in the other side, also the mob is there patrolling the area, like searching for people who are doing things that are against their rules, put under mob. So that is the point I wanna add, and also, there is a contribution of gender. Under mob, there's also a gender difference.
yeah, where the lover girl has no, is being discriminated because of her gender. Her decisions are not acknowledged. For instance, the uncle, when she tells the uncle they must not do this, instead of the uncle listening to her, he decides to ignore her because they think that men are more superior than women. So their decisions mean less to them, their opinions mean less to them. So that's how I think gender enters here. You can maybe elaborate more.
So like we can say like men are more dominant than women in the
Yeah,
story.
they are more dominant because also the mob is led by a man. Because for instance, a man is more vicious, like is more angry than a female.
Yeah, because in the story you can see like when the mob meets Ling,
Yeah.
men are the one who came up with the decision that they must kill him, and then women in the mob they tend to follow the order that was given by the mob leaders.
Yeah, and by those things, we can see how power is given to men. The theme of power is given to men, and it also been given to the white authorities. We can see after that incident, there are two, if not if not mistaken, there are two white authorities, white policemen who try to control the situation, the unsettling situation. So many the white men are seen as more superior than the black people, meaning as they were there, the two policemen trying to solve this, the mob. The mob stands quiet. They listen to the white policemen. So that's how power is manifesting from white to black. Black people in South Africa have power to solve their own problems if they face any problems. Instant for the mob.
But so we can say like the power of blacks are controlled or taken by the whites,
Yes.
in which whites give orders to the black of how they should live their life and what they must do or mustn't do in their own country and with their own lives.
That thing is imposed by the systematic oppression apartheid, where most of the things favor the whites and neglect the black. So going on forward, the mob gives us the more about power, how to use power, how to see if you are in control, you are not in control. You see how identity is shaped, how it's multi-layered in the story. So we can also see how the mask of civility is maintained. For instance, going back to how Linga is high awareness. He is seen calm, he's seen more agile than other people in the tree as depicted because of his mask of civility. He knows where he comes from, what he wants to do, unlike the other people who are there just because of the systematic oppression.
And also, he's aware that falling in love with Mapula will get him in trouble because he know that there are different tribalism. Because Linga is Xhosa and Mapula is Sotho. And there is a part where Linga took Mapula through the train station where they lay down, and this is where Mapula said his shoes are killing her. And Linga, and then Linga said, I'm going to search for a road. This is where he meets the mob. And this reveals that the different tribalism in the apartheid era. Because the uncle didn't want Mapura to be in love with Linga because of their different tribalism.
Yeah.
So like we can say like women have no power or have no weight over men.
Yeah, they don't, because as we go back, power is given to men. Most people in society, men have power, they are more dominant. We can even go back to patriarchy. Men were given power. Masculinity was seen as something to be preserved because femininity is something to be built, like not something to be fought for. Masculinity is something the men fight for. They build, they do everything just to be seen as powerful.
Because even today, like, although women are given freedom in our modern days, okay, a woman can have okay, let me make an example. A woman could be maybe a nurse or working in a, like, she would be like, maybe she's rich. But in reality, when she comes home, she needs to cook, she needs to kneel down she needs to kneel down and give his men food. So this reveals that although women are free, but there are still those belief who are left behind that women must respect men.
And also that term to respect a man, it also shapes their identity, because if you come with your own identity from a different home, maybe you're going to impose it to that person. Ends up that man not liking it, and it also leads to a man violating her because she does not want to be the man. The woman is not following what the man wants, so she has to produce a new identity. As we can see in the story. She takes her identity forms, like it changes fast, because she sees that everything is upside down now. The mob has turned to a vicious animal sort of thing.
Like so we can say like in the story, Mapula is in between. She's in between, like she needs to choose between love and family.
Yeah.
Because her uncle is a family and Linga
It's also family.
Linga is a lover, her boyfriend.
Sort of.
So she needs to choose between family and love.
Okay.
And in the end of the story, it reveals that love has more power than family. because she chooses Lena and kill
her uncle.
her uncle.
So that's where we get a twist of her character at the end. Her identity changes from being soft into a vicious woman who turns against her family for the sake of love. So I hope we uncapped the themes that are depicted in the story, the theme of power, control, identity, race, gender, marginality. Yeah.
So this marks the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.